When it comes to celebrity relationships, there are always stages that mark how serious things are getting. You've got the public sightings, the soft launches on Instagram, the first official red carpet debut, and of course, the big one, meeting the family, and not just any family member, the mother. Because let's be real, when a man brings his partner home to meet his mom, that's when you know things aren't just for show. They're not just about posting cute selfies or enjoying lavish vacations together. That's the stage where futures are being considered and commitments are starting to solidify. And right now, Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti are living proof of that exact moment. After years of public crushes, subtle hints, and finally stepping into a very public romance, Angela recently did something that has the internet buzzing. She met Yo Gotti's mother. And the way it all came about was nothing short of legendary, because this wasn't just a casual dinner or a family function. This was Yo Gotti's mother personally reaching out and telling Angela to bring her son. That call set everything in motion and created a moment that fans are already calling iconic. Let's start with that phone call, because the way it happened says everything about the kind of woman Yo Gotti's mother is. From what insiders are saying, she didn't go through assistants, managers, or even Yo Gotti himself. She picked up the phone and went straight to Angela. She told her directly, "Bring my son." Now, think about how powerful that is. For one, it shows that Yo Gotti's mom already respects Angela enough to call her directly. That's not something every mother would do, especially when it comes to their son's love life, and especially when that love life is playing out so publicly under the scrutiny of fans and blogs. But it also carried weight because it wasn't a suggestion, it wasn't an option, it was an instruction. She wanted her son brought to her, and she wanted Angela to be the one to do it. That alone shows how much she values Angela's role in Yo Gotti's life. If you know anything about family dynamics, you know that when a mom includes you in moments like this, she's essentially saying, "You matter. You're part of this family now, too." Now let's talk about Angela Simmons for a second, because this wasn't just any situation for her. Angela has grown up in the spotlight. As the daughter of Rev Run from Run DMC, she was born into hip-hop royalty and has been navigating fame and public perception her entire life. From her fashion lines to her reality TV appearances to her role as a businesswoman and single mother, Angela has always been poised, graceful, and careful with how she presents herself. So, when Yo Gotti's mom made that call, Angela didn't hesitate. According to sources close to her, she took it as a sign of both respect and responsibility. She called Gotti, explained what had happened, and together they prepared to make that visit. For Angela, this wasn't just about showing up. It was about showing respect, honoring tradition, and proving that she was serious about being in this man's life, not just as a partner, but as a woman who could stand alongside his family. And remember, Angela has her own son, so she understands family dynamics better than most. She knows what it means for a mother to want to meet the person her child is choosing to share their life with. So imagine the scene. Angela and Gotti pull up together, and for once, the flashing lights of paparazzi and the noise of social media chatter fade into the background. It's no longer about public perception. It's about private family business. As they walked into that home, Angela wasn't Angela Simmons, the celebrity. She wasn't Angela, the reality TV star, or Angela, the fashion entrepreneur. She was Angela, the woman who had captured Yo Gotti's heart. And for Yo Gotti, this wasn't about being the rapper with platinum hits or the man who had been manifesting his crush on Angela through his lyrics for years. He was simply a son coming home, standing beside the woman he loves, ready to face the most important woman in his life, his mother. That moment was stripped down, vulnerable, and real. Now, if you've ever met someone's mother, you know the energy can be intense. Mothers have a way of seeing straight through people. They can look at you, smile, and still be scanning your character, your intentions, and your spirit all at once. That was the energy when Angela walked in. Yo Gotti's mom welcomed her, but it wasn't just a casual hello. It was the kind of hello that said, "I see you. Now show me who you are." People who were present say Angela handled it with the grace we've always known her for. She smiled, she was respectful, and she sat down ready to have a real conversation. This wasn't about impressing someone with wealth or status. She already had her own. This was about opening up honestly about who she is and what she meant to Yo Gotti. The conversation that followed was deep, genuine, and meaningful. Reports say that Yo Gotti's mother asked Angela about her son, not Gotti, but Angela's son. She wanted to know about him, his life, his happiness, and how Angela balanced being a mother while also running businesses and living under the microscope of fame. Angela answered openly. She talked about motherhood, about her responsibilities, and about how she had learned to balance her career with being a mom. That vulnerability and honesty struck a chord with Yo Gotti's mother. She saw a woman who wasn't just focused on fame or appearances, but someone grounded in love and responsibility. And then came the most important part. Angela reportedly told Yo Gotti's mother that she wasn't with her son for the glam, the lifestyle, or the fame. She was with him because she saw his heart. That statement hit differently. It wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't for the cameras. It was real. And for a mother, that's what you want to hear, that someone loves your child for who they are, not for what they have. However, Angela has always made it clear that her son comes first, which meant that Gotti wasn't just dating her. He was entering a situation where a child's feelings, questions, and healing journey would always be front and center. And, to his credit, Gotti has approached this with maturity and respect. He has never positioned himself as a replacement for Sutton, but instead as someone who can love and support Angela while also being a consistent, stable presence in her son's life. That's what makes the visit to Yo Gotti's mom so significant. Angela knew that meeting his family was more than just a formality. It was about blending two worlds, about introducing her son to the people who shaped the man she is now in love with. For a child, these moments can be both exciting and confusing. Angela's son is still young, and while he's growing up with the love of his mother, the absence of his father is something he feels deeply, even if he can't always express it. Walking into Yo Gotti's family home, surrounded by warmth, laughter, and a sense of community, Angela's son was stepping into a new environment where the definition of family was expanding. Yo Gotti's mom welcomed them with open arms. She cooked, she laughed, she showered Angela and her son with the kind of affection that only a mother and grandmother figure can give. It should have been a simple, heartwarming day. But children have a way of cutting through the surface, of asking the questions that adults tiptoe around. And that's exactly what happened. At some point during the visit, Angela's son looked around, took in the sight of Gotti, his mother, and the sense of family around him. And then, in the way only a child can, he asked softly, "Where is Daddy?" For a moment, the room went still, the laughter stopped, the smiles faded. Because in that question, everything came rushing back. The tragedy of Sutton's passing, the challenges Angela has faced as a single mother, and the complexity of introducing her son into a new family dynamic. It was a question that Angela has heard before, but hearing it in this setting made it hit differently. She knew her son wasn't trying to make things awkward. He was simply expressing the confusion of a child trying to understand why his reality looks different from the families he sees around him. And in that moment, everyone present was reminded that love stories, no matter how beautiful, are never without their complications. Angela, as always, responded with grace and strength. She leaned down, wrapped her arms around her son, and told him gently, "Daddy is in heaven, baby. He's always watching over you." It was an answer she had given before, but this time, she added something new. She said, "And right now, we're here with family too." Family comes in many ways, and we're building something special together. That one sentence captured everything Angela has been trying to create, a balance between honoring the past and embracing the future. She wasn't trying to erase Sutton's memory or downplay his importance. She was simply teaching her son that love is not limited to one person or one family structure. It can grow, expand, and include new people who care about you. It was a lesson in resilience, in acceptance, and in the beauty of building new connections without forgetting where you came from. For Yo Gotti, the moment was just as powerful. He sat quietly at first, letting Angela handle the question because he understood that this was her lane as a mother. But afterward, he reportedly looked at the boy and said something simple yet deeply meaningful. "I'll never be your daddy, but I'll always be here for you." Those words carried weight. They weren't about replacing anyone or trying to fill a role that could never be filled. They were about presence, consistency, and love. And in that moment, Gotti showed a level of maturity that fans had been waiting to see. He didn't make it about himself, he made it about the child, about offering reassurance without overstepping boundaries. And for his mother, watching all of this unfold, it was an emotional confirmation that Angela and her son weren't just visitors in her home, they were family. She later told Angela, "Your son will always have a place here. This is his home too." This moment isn't just about Angela and Yo Gotti. It speaks to a larger reality that so many families face today. The reality of blended families, of raising children after loss, and of navigating love when grief is still present. Millions of people can relate to this, whether they've lost a partner, gone through a separation, or found themselves introducing their children to a new relationship. Children don't always understand the complexities, but they feel them. And when Angela's son asked, "Where is Daddy?" he wasn't just asking about his father. He was asking about where he fits into this new world that's forming around him. That's a question that takes time, patience, and honesty to answer. And in that moment, Angela and Gotti showed that they are committed to walking that journey together with love, respect, and openness. When word of this story started circulating, fans couldn't stop talking about it. Many praised Angela for the way she handled her son's question, calling her a role model for single mothers navigating similar situations. Others applauded Yo Gotti for showing restraint and maturity, saying that his response proved he's serious about being a positive presence in Angela's son's life. Of course, there were critics too, some who felt that Angela was moving too quickly in blending her family or who worried about how her son might be processing all of this. But what everyone agreed on was that the moment was raw, real, and deeply human. It was a reminder that behind the celebrity headlines, Angela is just a mother trying to do her best for her child, while also allowing herself the chance to love and be loved again. Angela Simmons' son asking, "Where is Daddy?" during their visit with Yo Gotti's mother wasn't just a child's innocent question. It was a moment that pulled back the curtain on the complexities of love, loss, and family. It reminded us that healing is not a straight line, that moving forward doesn't mean forgetting, and that children are always at the center of these journeys. For Angela, it was another chance to show her son that love is still possible after pain, and that family can be built in many different ways. For Yo Gotti, it was a chance to prove that he's not just here for the romance, but for the responsibility that comes with loving someone who has already endured so much. And for fans, it was a powerful reminder that even in the world of celebrities, the struggles of family and love are universal. Moments like this matter because they shift relationships from being surface level to being rooted in something deeper. For years, fans watched Yo Gotti publicly manifest Angela Simmons. He rapped about her in his lyrics, admitted she was his crush, and made it clear that he admired her long before they ever officially got together. So for his mother to call Angela directly and for Angela to step into that home and have this kind of conversation, it symbolizes something powerful. This relationship isn't just a fantasy anymore. It's real, it's grounded, it's family approved, and in many cultures, especially in the Black community, family approval is everything. If a man's mother accepts you, that's not just a green light, it's a blessing. After the meeting, word spread quickly. Social media did what it always does. It went into debate mode. Some fans were thrilled, saying, "Yes, this is beautiful. Yo Gotti finally got his dream girl and now she's officially part of the family." Others were skeptical, warning that it was too soon or questioning Angela's motives. But what people often forget is that Angela doesn't need clout. She doesn't need money, and she doesn't need validation. She comes from a legacy family, she's built her own businesses, and she's been thriving independently for years. If anything, this meeting with Gotti's mom proves that she's not chasing anything. She's building something real. And for Yo Gotti, this was the ultimate win. Think about it. The woman he once only dreamed of is now not only his partner, but she's also gaining the respect of the most important woman in his life. That's full circle manifestation right there. What makes this moment so important is that it's more than just a celebrity love story. It's a reminder that behind the fame, the wealth, and the headlines, these are still people navigating real-life relationships and milestones. For Angela, it was a chance to show up authentically, to prove that she's not just here for show, but that she's ready to integrate into the family structure. For Yo Gotti's mother, it was a chance to see for herself the woman who had captured her son's heart and to decide whether she was worthy of standing beside him. And for Yo Gotti, it was the moment he had probably been waiting for, bringing together two of the most important women in his life and watching them find common ground. That's huge. In the bigger picture, this meeting also represents how far both Angela and Gotti have come. Angela has been through very public ups and downs, from losing the father of her child to navigating single motherhood in the spotlight. She's had to rebuild her life multiple times and has always done so with strength and dignity. Yo Gotti, meanwhile, has gone from being the rapper chasing his dreams to a mogul building an empire. He's manifested not just wealth, but stability. And now, with Angela by his side and his mother's approval, he's stepping into a new chapter of his life. This isn't just about love, it's about legacy. So, what's next? Well, if history tells us anything, this is only the beginning. Meeting the mother is one of the final steps before things like engagement and marriage start to come into play. Fans are already speculating that a proposal could be on the horizon, and honestly, it wouldn't be surprising. When you've got love, respect, and family approval all aligning, the future looks bright. Angela Simmons meeting Yo Gotti's mother wasn't just a family moment. It was a cultural moment. It was proof that manifestation works, that love can come full circle, and that when the right people find each other, even years of waiting are worth it. And now I want to hear from you. Do you think this means Yo Gotti and Angela are heading straight for marriage? Or do you think it's just another chapter in their love story? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because if this couple keeps moving the way they are, the next headline we'll be talking about might just be a wedding.